Hello students, chapter 11, 8 English medium physics. We were talking about the pressure. Pressure with the force on unit area is known as pressure. Means we learned that pressure is equal to force upon area. So by this formula we can find the pressure. Then we learn with the help of an activity that liquid also exert pressure. We saw that when we took the glass tube or a plastic tube and tied a piece of rubber here or a balloon, and when we fill the water, it started bulging. If we throw more water, it is becoming more bulging. Why? Because the water exerts pressure. Water is exerting pressure. Water is exerting pressure here. So now in this section we have to learn about the pressure exerted by the liquid on the wall of the thing. It means that when the pressure is exerted by it, they exert the pressure in all the direction. So first of all we will see that the pressure is exerted on the walls also. For that we can take an activity. For that we have to take a bottle. You can take a plastic bottle. We can take a plastic bottle now and at the down somewhere make a hole and then take a glass or plastic tube here and fix it here. So now what we have to do, make sure that the water is not leaking from this joint. If it is leaking from the joint, use the molten wax and put it so that the water is not leaking through the joint. Now same thing that we did in the previous one, tie a rubber balloon here. Then fill half the bottle with the water. Then you will see that water will go this side also and the balloon will bulge. Try to add more water, then check the balloon. So as you put more and more water in the bottle, you will see that the rubber balloon will bulge bigger and bigger. Why it happens so? It shows that liquid not only exerting pressure on the downwards, but it exerts the pressures on the wall of the containers also. So because the pressure of the air, water is coming on that side, on the container, and then there is the balloon there, so balloon will bulge here. So from this activity, we understand that the water or any liquid exert pressure on the wall of the container also, not only in downward direction, because in first we saw that it was in the downward direction only. But here from this we can say that it is exerting pressure on the wall of the container also. Now it means that it will exert the pressure on all the direction. Now from the other activity we will learn that water or the liquid exert pressure same when at same depth. Means as you go deeper and deeper, then the pressure is going high and high and high. But at the same level, the pressure on the all the direction will be equal. For that also we can take a cylindrical container or a bottle also, empty bottle, your 2-liter bottle or any bottle, plastic bottle you can use, or any cylindrical container like a plastic or the cool drink cans also you can use that used one. Then what you have to do? We have to measure say about 3 or 4 centimeter, and at different sides of the container we can, suppose it is like this, suppose it is the cylindrical thing, then suppose you took the 3 centimeter, then at the 3 centimeter here you can make 1, 2, 3, 4 like that at the same height, and make holes. You have to make holes in it, and then what we have to do? We have to throw the water. Then you will see that from all the points, all the holes that you make, the water will come out, and they will go at the same distance because they have same pressure on the same depth. But if you do some other way, like in the same height, in the same side but at different height, like one you can do here, if you do one point here, if you do one hole here, then you will see that the water, when you fill the water, what will happen? From the downward, the downmost hole, the water will go very far. Why? Because as you go deeper and deeper, the pressure is high. So here high pressure, therefore that water will throw very far. Here it will little, and here it will very lower. I will show you how in the example also. Like if it is all the same height, then all the water will be at the same far away. But if the one hole is here, one hole is here, one hole is here, then what will happen? The downmost hole will throw that water much far. Here it is less far, and that one will go very less. Why? Because as you go deeper and deeper, then what happens? The pressure is more. So it have more pressure, so it can go more far. If you go up, less pressure, so it can't throw it much, and at the upper it will only little. It means that when you go deeper in the liquid, the pressure also increasing because there is much column of the water upside it, and then here you will see that only little water is up, so there is not that much pressure on it, so it cannot go far. Here more than that one, so it can go little far, but here is the most water column here, and therefore it will go much far. It means that here we can see that liquid exert pressure in all the direction, and at the same depth the pressure is also equal. So that is the story of pressure exerted by liquid. So now you understand the pressure exerted by solids and pressure exerted by liquid. Now what about gas? Do gas also exert pressure or what? That we have to learn now. Gas also exert pressure. Now we can understand with the help of some examples. Like if you take a balloon, if you take an empty balloon and inflate it. When you inflate it, what happens? The balloon is going bigger. And if you put your hand and hold it properly, the balloon will stay bulging like that. If you release that mouth of the balloon, what will happen? All the air will escape. So now when we blow the air in the balloon, what happens? The balloons is getting bigger. Why? What pressure is coming on it? The pressure of the air. Because of the air, and air is exerting pressure on the balloon's wall inside, and therefore it is getting bigger. It means that the gases also exert pressure. Now, if suppose your balloon has some holes in it, and if you are trying to blow it, you want to inflate it, what will happen? You won't be able, because there is not enough pressure inside, because from the holes the air is escaping, air is not staying inside the balloon, and therefore there is no pressure in it, or maybe only less pressure, which is not enough to get inflated balloon. So you won't be able to inflate when there is holes in it. Similarly, you have idea, when your bicycle is punctured, what happens? It is getting flat, and you won't be able to drive the bicycle, because when the air is inside, it is exerting pressure inside the tire, and therefore your tube and tire is getting inflated. And inflated, when it is inflated, then it is easier to drive that bicycle. So here also, when the air is inside the tube of the bicycle or any vehicle, then because of the pressure exerted by the air in the container, in the walls of that thing, and that keep it inflated, it shows that the air also exert pressure on the container and in the all direction. So now we have to learn about atmospheric pressure. We have to learn about atmospheric pressure. Now, as everybody knows that we are staying on the earth, and all around us, everywhere, you can see that there is air, and it is extended up to some kilometers in the atmosphere. It means that you can say that we are staying in the ocean of air. Just like in the ocean you go, everywhere there is a water all around. Similarly here, all around us is the air. It means that you can see that we are staying in the ocean of air. Now, as we talked, that air is also exerting pressure. So the air, when exerted pressure, it is known as atmospheric pressure. So what is atmospheric pressure? The pressure exerted by air on the surface of the earth. The pressure exerted by air on us is called atmospheric pressure. So air is also exerting pressure on us, and that is known as atmospheric pressure. Now, we learned in the beginning of the topic pressure that pressure, what is pressure actually? We know that the pressure is the force per unit area. Pressure is equal to force per unit area. Means when we divide the force by area of that container or whatever is that, that is known as the pressure. So now atmospheric pressure. Now we know that suppose we imagine area and very long cylinder standing here. Suppose we feel that there is a cylinder in which that air is there. And then because of the force of gravity, we know that the earth has force of gravity, and due to it pulling air towards it, means the air has the weight, and due to that weight it is exerting pressure on us. It means that atmospheric pressure, what is actually atmospheric pressure? It is the pressure or the force of gravity on air. Force of gravity on air, or you can say that it is the weight of air. So air also has weight, and it is attracted by the gravitational force of the earth, and therefore that is exerting the pressure. So force of gravity on air is working on us as a atmospheric pressure. Now this atmospheric pressure is very, very, very strong. How strong? If you want to understand that, then you have to take a rubber sucker. I hope everybody is familiar with the rubber sucker. Sometimes we are using it when our drainage is blocked, like in the toilet or in your basin, sink, etc. When it is blocked, we have to use that rubber sucker. It have a handle like that, wooden handle, and then on it there is a like a rubber cup attached with it. Rubber cup attached with it. Now what we have to do, when we have to press it hard, when we press it hard, what happens? The air from the cup is escaping out. When we press it hard, what happens? Whatever air is here inside, it is coming out, and therefore it is stuck to the surface as shown in this figure. It is like that, and when you press it hard, then what happens? All the air that inside that white part will escape out, and due to that there will be vacuum inside. Means under this area there is no air. No air inside that rubber sucker. But the atmospheric pressure is same outside. So what will happen? You will see that the rubber sucker will stuck on the floor. And if you want to, you cannot easily take it off. If you want to just take it off, you have to make more effort. And when the little air will go again inside here, then and then only you will be able to pull it. It means that this atmospheric pressure is very, very strong. So when you press, as I told you, when you press that rubber sucker, most of the air is escaping out, and therefore inside that place there is no air or only little air, and therefore the atmospheric pressure outside will keep that thing stuck on the surface. Sometimes you will see that there is small things are also coming, that we can put it on the glass and press it hard, then it cannot be taken out easily. Sometimes like tables also, teapoy or your any coffee table like that, on that also four side there is a rubber sucker type things are put in, and then on that we have to press the glass hard. Then what happens? That air from all that four sides from that rubber sucker will escape, and due to that atmospheric pressure, that glass will be stuck on it. So you don't have to stick it with a glue or something. So it can easily stay because there is no air inside that rubber sucker, and then atmospheric pressure outside will keep it stuck on that thing. So here you can get the idea that the rubber sucker, or I mean the atmospheric pressure, is very, very strong. Now the question is, if there is very strong atmospheric pressure, why we are not getting sandwich? Why we are not getting sandwich? Because if this will show that when there is no air inside, then it is stuck, and we have to make more effort to take. It means that the same pressure is also coming on our head also. And our head have small area. And we know that area is small, the pressure is high. Then why we are not getting crushed under this great force? For that, we can understand that inside our body also there is the same pressure, because we have the cell, and inside the cell there is some liquid, and that liquid is also exerting same pressure, but it is outside, and therefore both the pressure are in the opposite direction, and that will make it zero, or you can say it can balance each other, and therefore we are not getting crushed. Look here, the shown here also in the figure, that we are not taking cylinder, but you have to consider that there is a cylindrical air on our head, and then if you divide that by area, then it is a great area. It is like that 15 by 15 centimeter, their force will be too much. How much? It can be 225 kilo on our head. How much weight we are getting? 225 kilogram. That much pressure is exerted by air on us. But as I told you, that our pressure inside the body is also equal to the same, and therefore it is balancing, and we are not getting crushed. If we go to the place in which there is no air, there is no atmospheric pressure, then what will happen? Then our body will burst. All the cells will start bursting. Why? Because here we have both pressure equal. Our inside pressure and outside pressure both are equal, and therefore it is balancing. But when the outside pressure, like atmospheric pressure, is not there, then what will happen? That pressure will come out, and that will burst all the cells, and then we cannot stay alive. And therefore, you know that astronauts, I hope you have seen the photographs or in the videos, that how do astronauts go into the space. They have to wear special types of suits, special types of clothes that will give them same pressure as atmospheric pressure. Otherwise, if they go in the space, their body will be start bursting, all the cells will start breaking, and then we cannot survive. Therefore, they have to wear special types of suits so that the same atmospheric pressure will be on the body, and that will balance the inside pressure of our body, and then it cannot be burst. Now, a scientist whose name was Otto von Guericke, he made a experiment. He did an experiment. What did he do? He take a metal ball and cut it from the two. From the middle, it make into two. And then, what did he do? From the inside, he took out all the air. So what happened? Inside there is vacuum, and therefore we cannot take out that parts easily together. Then he ties 7 horses this side and 7 horses this side. Yeah, now 8 horses. He employed 8 horses on the both sides to pull that. What did you do? He take a metallic ball and cut it into 2 parts. So 2 hollow metallic balls, half. And then he put them together and take out the air from inside by the air sucking pump. Then inside there was no atmospheric pressure. So inside there was actually vacuum. Then he managed 8 horses this side, 8 horses that side to pull them. So 8 horses is pulling that side, 8 horses is pulling other side. But the 2 metallic half balls never get it out, because there is no pressure inside. If you exert little air inside, then only it will be come out, and that is the showing that how strong is the atmospheric pressure. So here there is the end of our chapter 11. So if there is any difficulties, any questions, any queries, any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.